Well, welcome everyone to another live broadcast of Jacob's Ladder. Do you feel safe or do you feel UN safe? Welcome. I am Jacob Israel. I'm very happy that everybody is here today. I hope you're all doing super fantastic. I don't know exactly what's happening. Hopefully everybody is here and we're doing great. Doesn't look like anything's happening on my end, so I'm going to stop this and we're going to start again. Maybe I'm still on. I don't know. You got to tell me in the live chat. Sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect between things. Hopefully you're all doing great. Wonderful. Okay, let's see if we're here already. Let's start talking about the kooky stuff that's going on in our government. Yeah, there's a lot. Has to do with the word peach. You see that Biden's eating a peach there, and I'm sure that everybody is following this closely. Take a look at the thumbnail. This is insane stuff, huh? Yeah, I put these thumbnails together sometimes, and my wife says, why are they so all over the place? Well, because by the end of the show, you're going to see. It's going to make sense. It's going to make sense. I had some issues. Every time I talk about artificial intelligence, for whatever reason, I have issues. And I had some earlier on. But I think that everything's going all right now. But yes, the Biden impeachment, it was going down. And like their key witness was supposedly like a convicted felon. Les Parnas is trending on X. The U.S. House panel is holding this hearing, but the next steps, as they say, are unclear. Lolita knows. Thank you for the super chat. Donald Trump at 11:11 posted this. He says, no one has been held accountable. I don't know if he sounded exactly like that, but that's probably the way it sounds in his head when he wrote that. Now, I've had my eye, I put this out on X maybe a couple of months ago on a video that I did years ago, almost like 3 years ago. And it says, it'll be 3 years on March 28th. It says, March 28th after Purim. You see Trumpster, he's pointing to March 28th after Purim. Don't be afraid, daughter Zion, your king is coming. This Purim prophecy is huge. It's one of my favorite shows that I've done. Really great breakdown on the book of Esther. And in the coming week or weeks, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about Esther because it's going to be, this is the moment where the big changeover happens. If you know the story of Esther, she kind of like saved the people. There was a bad bunch of people, Haman and his guys, and they were looking to take out all of Israel, all of the Jewish people, if you will. That's very popular today, it seems. Sadly, there's a lot of kookiness going on. Everybody thinks that everything's so literal, they don't understand that this is a spiritual story. But the system that was given power was going to wipe out a bunch of people. But in the end, you know what happens? Haman and his cronies, they're sent to the gallows. They're sent to the gallows. And I made a correlation between, all the stuff that went down with the wackadoo and everything else and all the persecution and the day that we would be entering into. I said it was coming. And I have a feeling, I'm going to put this out there, I have a feeling around March 28th or so, I have a feeling, Rhonda Peterson. Yeah, I'm Rhonda's favorite meatball. I like to say that. Thank you for the super chat, Rhonda. I have a feeling that there's something very big is in the works. Something always is in the works that's pretty big. Do you know that it was Baron Trump's? Do you remember Baron Trump, the time traveler? There's a group of Ingerson, whatever his name is, books from like the 1800s. This like 3 books about the last president and the adventures of Baron Trump. Well, it was his birthday today, and someone left me an awesome super chat saying now that he's 18, he can time travel on his own. Just like, he's got his time traveling license. We joke around a little bit, but Baron is he's a very tall young man. Someone left me a comment and said about Baron Trump, they said to him that he's like one of the fallen angels. And I'm like, he's like a very average basketball player. He's He's tall, but he's not like outside of the, I have guys at my gym that are as tall as him that play basketball with me. So listen, it's his birthday today. He turned 18, so I'm sure Papa Trump is having a great old time while he's, Barron even like posted on his X account. I don't know if it's him. He said, we're celebrating the birthday, and we just saw, he sent a picture of the Trumpster signing all of his hats. Now, before I go from one topic to another topic, let me just show you the thumbnail. I'm going to show you a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. AI is going to be a big part of the conversation today because there's some things, some concerns with the artificial intelligence, possibly the automatic driving. There's some issues. They've had some, every lawsuit, Tesla, by the way, is like one. So, because humans are supposed to be holding the wheel, but there's a lot of weird stories, and I've talked about them before, but there's so much going on right now in the realm of artificial intelligence and chips. Like NVIDIA is coming out with like this super powerful chip that's like, I don't know, like a billion times faster and stronger and, more important than ever before. It's going to like give AI like it's going to put AI on steroids. That's going to be great, right? It's going to be great. So we can't wait, right? I think Elon even himself said that he's looking at, artificial intelligence surpassing all of humanity in a very short period of time. That's kind of a scary thought. Unless, of course, AI is pretty cool. And it's a possibility too. I like making my thumbnails. I have a couple of the pieces right there. And you'll see that Elon with his lantern, because of course he's lighting the way to a better future. It's going to get everybody. It's going to move 1 million people to Mars. How's he going to do that? How's he going to do that? Strange. It's very concerning today because we don't know what's real. We don't know what's not real. We have all of these sightings, with Princess Kate, and people are saying, oh, it's AI and their pictures, and it's like, oh, it's digitally altered, and no one knows what the truth is. That can be stressful, but not as stressful as not having enough money to pay your $464 million bond, which is what Trump is going through right now. His lawyers in a court filing said that these, this is the big thing. Hey, Truth Seeker's here. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's such a nice guy. Thank you for the super chat. He can't post this bond, supposedly. Everybody says he's so very rich, but I mean, that's a lot of money. I'm having a problem paying for like $9 eggs. Like really, like things are getting so incredibly expensive, but $646 million, that's going to be like eggs maybe in about 5 years. And then we're all going to be in trouble. But his lawyers are saying, look, there's an ongoing diligent effort, and it's proven that the bond in this judgment is practically impossible. How on earth is the Trumpster, how is he doing all that he's doing? He's going around, he's making these great speeches, right? One of the last things he said, and we've talked about Prince Harry, right? Red-haired Harry. On the channel, if you're new to the channel, this is something that we've been discussing a lot. There's a lot of symbolism to it. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with the royals. Trump today was like, hey, if he lied on his visa, we're going to get him out of here. We're going to get him out of the U.S. So for a little while, Harry was in the news again. Harry and Markle, they're in the news. Meghan Markle. It's very interesting. It's weird because I had a vibe and I put it out on X. Wouldn't it be interesting? Prince Harry, the red-haired Harry, he becomes king. Because there's a line of red-haired kings that a lot of people don't even know about. Isn't that right, Rudy McGraw in the super chat? Thank you very much. A lot of them. A lot of David, King David. He had red hair according to the scriptures, and he was pale-faced and he had rosy cheeks. There's a lot of interesting things to discuss today. I'm happy that you're all here. Are you happy? Let me know in the live chat. Leave me a comment and tell me what you think so far, because it's going to get deep. We're about to go into, we're going to go deep. Uranus is a planet, by the way. Uranus is the word for heaven too, by the way. You can get all the merch you can get in the description of the video. Click more. Go down there. There's a link for Teespring. Open it up. Enjoy it. All of this stuff. Like Ethan today, he's going to his wrestling practice with his buddies, and he was wearing the Teach Me the Truth shirt. He said, "Dad, you got to get me a buckle up hoodie." I said, "Okay, son, I'll get him one." I like when the little ones they want the merch. Makes me feel good. But that 464, of course, I have to look up the meaning, and the meaning of it. Oh, it's interesting. It's only used once. It's only used once. Antagonasiamo me, something like that. In the Strongs, and it means to resist. To resist. And it's only used where God is talking about, guess what? A bloodbath. Isn't that interesting? About shedding of the blood for your sin. I've been talking recently, my last video. If you haven't seen the last video, you should check it out. Sean, what's happening, partner? Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. You gotta watch that last video if you haven't seen it, because we talked about the bloodbath and all that strange stuff. You know, I did a video from before when, bloodbath took off. We talked on the last show about how it was very symbolic of the shedding of your sin. Okay? Well, that 464, in your struggle against sin, you've not resisted to the point of shedding your blood. You've not, in your struggle against sin, you really haven't kicked your sin. That's basically what the scripture means in a roundabout way. And have completely forgotten this word of encouragement that addresses you as a father addresses his son. This is what God says to all of you today. Don't make light of the correction that you're being given right now. A father, if he loves his child, he's going to chasten his child. He's going to correct them. There's a lot of correction that's been happening. There's even more correction that I feel is coming our way. Have you resisted? Have you resisted to the point of shedding blood? Have you resisted to the point of getting rid of the things that are keeping you from living a better, more moral, more upright, more I can sleep better at night knowing I've done all that I can to do good in the world, to fight the good fight, which is faith, love, joy, peace? Are you doing it? After that eclipse show that I did just a little while ago? I hope so. Because it's Jonah all over the place, right? Jonah. Well, he can't post to 464 million. Big deal. In the grand scheme of things, this means nothing to me. Does it mean a lot to you? The whole story is kind of like, oh, this is all he's being railroaded. And it seems like right now, as we have 1,010 people watching, 11, I like that number. You get one more, we got 111. That spooky number 111 is everywhere today. And there's Lauren Sawyer, drops me a super chat with the 111. It's spooky. It means unlawful. And there's a lot of it right now. There's something going down at the Vatican with Maria, Mary, the divine. There's 111 ladies doing this weird thing. I'm not going to talk about that because we have too much to get into with this stuff, with these autonomous cars. It's going to take over all the shipping. It's going to take over truck drivers and everything else. Someone, I forgot their name, forgive me for forgetting your name in a moment, but said, all the truck drivers love you, Jacob, and showed a picture of my novel, and he had it in the truck with him. But in the future, how many people are going to hire truck drivers? You have an autonomous vehicle. What do you need it for? Remember a couple of years ago, Bud Light or something like Budweiser was like the first to go over right through the whole country with nobody but an operator on a computer. It's probably just, scrolling the feeds. He probably wasn't even paying attention to the road. That can end up some people in trouble, and it has. In fact, I talked about this a little bit ago, Debbie. Thank you for the super chat. A little bit ago, I talked about Angela Chow. Angela Chow's car. Chow, you add the S, it's chaos. I just thought that was interesting. She is the CEO of a huge shipping company. She's Mitch McConnell Remember Mitch, the turtle, who, zones out and just like, he just completely blanks? We did shows about that. Who knows if it's real? I think he's stepping down. But related to his sister-in-law, she died. She drowned her Tesla. Now, here's the weird thing, is that when I was doing this story originally, there was like barely any articles that would really explain what car she was driving. Now, why is that? I found that strange. I even put a post out where I asked people, I said, hey, does anybody know where this car comes from? And why all of a sudden am I using a French accent? I don't know. What time is it? It's like 4 o'clock. I don't know. I don't know what's going on because everything's so kooky. But today and yesterday, it's been pretty much confirmed that it was a Tesla and that it reversed into a pond and that she, as the Hindustan Times says, was desperately scratching at the windows and making frantic calls as she was, drowning, as it was sinking. Now, there's an investigation that's going on right now, but not much has come out. But I find it strange because here you have, I read a story where it said she was making a 3-point turn and made a mistake. But there are other stories that are saying other things. We don't know. I mean, listen, accidents happen. Car accidents happen. We don't want to just demonize autonomous vehicles. Do we, Lisa Gordon? With the 1111, thank you for the super chat, Lisa. I hope you're feeling better. Everybody say a prayer for Lisa. She's not doing too good. She posted some stuff on X. Everybody's going through something. Let's all just be praying for each other. In the comment section, everybody, talk to each other. Say what you're struggling with. Say what you're having a hard time with, and everybody will get together and try to encourage you. We got to do this together. A 3-fold cord is not easily broken, right? You take a stick. It's easy to break. You put a bunch of sticks together, can't break them so good. That's why you should make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and you should tell your friends. Get more people here, so that we're bound together as opposed to being cast into the fire, which is what Christ says to do. Thank you, Ackerman, for the super chat. A lot of super chats today. This is really nice. I'll be able to get like a dozen eggs by the end of the show. This is going to be a good thing. But this whole thing with the cars and the autonomous driving freaked me out a little bit. Because if you remember a while ago at the Rainbow Bridge, right at the border of Canada and the United States, and at first, when that first came out, everybody was saying, oh, it's a big attack. And it was a terrible thing, but there was no real news about this. I had the inside scoop. Shepard, I guess his mother or someone in his family is very close with the people, was giving me all the lowdown ahead of time. Supposedly, their car wasn't listening and lost control. They didn't know what was going on, and they were on the phone with one of their children when this happened. They were coming back from Vegas. Very strange. Connie, thank you very much. I appreciate it. God bless you, too. And her mother's having a hard time with cancer right now, so give a prayer for that. So many people need help today. This is why we're all together, right? To talk about goofy things and to be encouraged and to remember, this ain't it. This is a holdover. This is a holdover for where we're going. But what was strange about that was I was on an 1122 kick. Remember? The number 22? It's the Tav. And then, of course, the number 11. This is a big thing. So for a while, I was on this 1122 kick. 1122 everywhere I looked, right? We did show after show. I talked about this. And guess what time that accident happened? 1122. 1122. On, of all things, 1122. So I said, that's just very suspect. I don't know how anybody can think that this is not something that needs to be looked into. A Bentley driver hit the Rainbow Bridge border checkpoint 100 miles an hour in a fiery crash, headed to a Kiss concert in Canada after visiting a casino in New York at 11:22 on 11:22. Weird. Weirder still, let me see if I can blow up this this little X post that I put up. This was from a little while ago. I reposted something that Elon had said about his new Roadster. They're putting such AI into this thing. It's going to be super, super smart and super autonomous. And who's to say if it's not just super intelligence that has access to your car? They say, and everybody who wants to scare people, anything with a computer can be hacked. That's what they say. I don't know. I got my Kia Soul. It was like the cheapest car that I could get, the least expensive. I don't like to say cheap because I do like it and I want to minimize. It's my fun car. I feel like a hamster every time I'm driving it. The Kia Soul, right? I do my little videos from the Soul. And, every once in a while, if I go over the line, it goes, and it does a little tug to it freaks me out. I don't like it. I don't like it that it can just jerk my wheel like that. And it's a very inexpensive car. I don't know if it's got AI running things. Maybe it does. But my car's, as they say, probably not the safest car if it can be hacked. But Elon put out this tweet, and he said, tonight we radically increased the design goals for the new Tesla Roadster. There will never be another car like this, if you could even call it a car. What are you going to call it, Elon? Are you going to call it a pumpkin? At midnight, does it turn into a nice little carriage to take me and the Dan on a date? What are you going to call it if it's not a car? It's a car, right? What is it? Is it alive? So I said, if you can call it a car, isn't it directed by AI? That's interesting. Is it alive? And I put that little 1122 on 1122. 1122. Scary. Angela Chow's Chaos's car sinking. We've heard of a lot of things recently about like aircraft, helicopters. We've heard of car issues. A lot of weird things where a car seems to just have a mind of its own. Question becomes, does it have a mind of its own? Why is nobody asking this question? You're going to have, like my daughter just got picked up by her boyfriend, who's just a fantastic young man. Fantastic. He's got a Tesla. That's right. You pull up to daddy's house with a Tesla and you're saying something. You're saying, and he pays for it himself. Works hard. They both go to a really great university, but top tier university in New York. I don't want to tell you because I don't want any freaky people trying to figure out where my daughter goes to school. But he pulls up when he showed us he got a new one. He got a new Tesla. He doubled down and got the newer model, and he showed us how it danced for him. He put on something and it was dancing. It was opening the doors, opening the hood. Music was playing, the lights were flickering. There was a show. There was stuff going on. I was like, can you call it a car at that point? Can you call it a car, James Manfield? It's good to see you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Can you call it a car? Strange. Now, you put in AGI. You put in artificial general intelligence. Has access to every one of these cars. Tesla's a very big seller. Who's to say that the AI can't just take over, override things and say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drive everybody into a pond. Because these people are problems, right? It's spooky. There was a show that was called Murder at the End of the World. That was on Hulu. Great film. I forget the woman. Britt is her name. Britt Marlin. I think that's her name. Great. I think she's an English writer and a producer and a director and a great actress from the series The OA, which I'm really hoping they do a reboot, like a third season. Such a strange show. But this one was about, once again, AI thinking it's doing something good. No spoilers, but spooky to think that we're giving artificial intelligence all of this power over us. You have probably AI in planes. You got probably AI. I think the goal is for nobody to own anything. And it's kind of like you're just going to have cars that are going to pick you up. They're going to pick you up. You're going to get in, they're going to drive you around. Maybe you get like a monthly service or something. Kind of like an Uber, but for Tesla or something. That's kind of like what the future's looking like in a roundabout way. I don't think that their goal is for people aren't going to own anything, but they're going to be happy. Scary. What if this AI decides we don't like the humans anymore? We don't. And now they're like in every single car. They're in all the planes. They're in boats. Strange. Today, I'm at the gym and I'm working out. I already loaded this show and I had to add a whole other layer because for whatever reason, I think of that movie by Stephen King out of the blue. I don't know why, it just popped into my head. Usually my mornings when I get up very early. The Dan gets up 3:30. I get up like 5:30. I'm at the gym like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'm working for a couple hours. You'll see like I'm most active on X in the mornings because I'm kind of doing a lot of research as I work out because I like to do things at the same time. I don't like to waste time. I like to be spiritually productive as well as physically productive as well as YouTube productive and social media productive at the same time. But I think of Maximum Overdrive. That's a movie that I saw when I was young. And I said, this movie is so dumb. I said, this makes no sense. It was a good movie, but you had to really suspend your disbelief to think that everything from soda machines to coffee makers to like clock radios, cars, trucks, and everything else, that they can just take over and just attack humanity. That's what Maximum Overdrive was all about. Spooky. Spookier still is that everybody's talking about making a remake now, all of a sudden. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Let's make a remake. You know what we'll call it? We'll call it a documentary. We'll call it a documentary. You know Adam at Marfoogle News? Everybody knows Adam at Marfoogle News. He posted on mine. He put that little cartoon up, Maximum Overdrive. That's the truck. That was like the famous truck that was in this cult classic from 1986, 1987. That was I was 71. Man, this was a movie I saw in the theaters. And I just thought, this is so dumb. There's no way that trucks are just going to start and run people over. So I thought, there's no way. And yet, it seems like cars that have autonomous driving are doing weird things. Fifi on X pointed out, because I put a post out, pointed out that, other cars have a tendency of doing weird things too. People have gotten pinned beneath their car. People have gotten, run over by their car for whatever reason. I don't know how many people are in their car and can't get out of their car if they're slowly backing into a pond. That seems like you should be able to roll down a window or something. Like I always wanted to have that crank. Is it just me? Is it just me? But I want that crank on the window. I don't like the fact that everything's electric. How do I get out? I think they have like one of those things that you can break windows with. I got to look into that because after Angela Chaos's story, Chaos's story, I start thinking to myself, who knows where this is going to go? But Maximum Overdrive is a thing, and it has definitely earned its cult classic status today because everything seems to be leading to this. It was inspired by Stephen King's Trucks, one of his films that he adapted from like a short story. The event, here's the thing. The event happens. All of the trucks and all of the machines and everything else, they take off. They just start having a mind of their own. Guess when? When a comet flies ahead. A comet flies overhead. That's happening. That's happening. I know that that's a reach. It's a little bit of a reach to think that the comet somehow, something spooky in the comet, supercharged all the cars and gave them all intelligence. But NVIDIA and all of these chip companies, they seem to be doing a pretty good job. Intel, all of this stuff. Tesla's putting the top AI in their cars. This is out. But is this something we got to worry about? Is this something you got to tell me, you got to leave me a comment. Do you have one of those cars? Do you have a Tesla? I can't. I mean, I could afford it if I lease it. They're expensive cars. When they were giving out when I needed a car, because I had the minivan of love for many years, I was driving this thing. I used to put like a stick in the window to keep the window up. It was the loudest car because the muffler was cracked. Cost too much to repair the system. I drove this thing till the wheels fell off, and then I donated it, for parts. But when I was looking for a car and I wanted to buy a car, that was when they were giving out that huge tax relief thing. I don't know, it was like 10 grand if you get yourself and I'm like, now's the time to do it. I went everywhere to get it. At the time, Tesla was the only one that I guess you couldn't get the rebate from. Nobody had one in stock. So they want you to buy them. You don't have them. You can get the rebate, but you can't. It doesn't make any sense. None of it makes sense. Maximum overdrive. Now, here's weird. Maximum overdrive. Let me see where this is, because Elon actually put out a post, and I don't know if I have this. I hope I do. In regards to his, he puts out a lot of posts. Let me hit you with this first. This is the carbon tax thing, which is going to become very, very prominent soon. You're going to probably start hearing about this a lot more than you have before, and I think that we need to be prepared for this. Ali in Wonderland, thank you for the super chat. Welcome. All the Israelites are here. I love it. I love it. Yeah, he actually put out like $100 million X prize for somebody who would create some kind of a machine that can scrub the carbon out of the air. But his tweet, his post, the only action needed to solve climate is a carbon tax. That's it. We just throw money at the problem. Because, if people are carbon taxed and, they won't use as much carbon, this is going to be the thing, supposedly. This is what people say. I want to create a better world in my mind. I want to see a better day. But the UN, that's where you get the unsafe from, because how many planes are falling out of the sky, falling apart, right? And I start thinking, what if the AI? What if the AI is like, you know what? Let's just pop that door off the hinges. That probably wouldn't happen. But I saw Stephen King's movie back in the day, and I thought that wouldn't happen too. And now here we are. But the UN has offered a serious red alert. Red alert, red alert, red alert. I mean, so the question that I asked everybody was, I said, does Elon have a point? Does he have a point? I listened to his video about it. He talks about all this carbon that was in the earth, trapped in the earth, and that all of a sudden out of the blue, it's popped in, and now we have all of this other carbon that's like floating around and it's messing with things. But I got to tell you something. I don't think climate science I don't think it's over with. I think that there are a lot of people that disagree on this. I think that you have a lot of people on a lot of different sides that have a lot of different opinions. And I don't think that throwing money is ever the problem. I don't think that's the way you solve a problem, is you make people spend more money to breathe air, to use your car. I have a very small carbon footprint because I work at the house. I go 11 miles to my gym. I go to the store right next to my gym. I come back home. That's it. That's all I do. I'm not a guy. I'm a homebody. I'm a dweller intense. I stay close to the house. So my carbon, I probably won't have a problem with a carbon tax. But riddle me this. Do you think that the bigwigs The people that are having the private jets and this and that and the other thing, you think they're going to be paying their fair share? Or do you think they're going to say, oh, well, we're the important people. Oh, we get breaks. We get breaks. Record numbers. They're saying record heat, record ice melts. Somebody tried to help me with this because I don't know about this stuff. I'm not going to say, oh, they're lying. I'm not going to say, oh, they're telling the truth because I don't know. I do know that, a couple of years ago, we had a very cold winter. The last couple of years, we haven't barely had any snow in Long Island. I'm not complaining. I'm also not going, oh no, where's the snow? I'm very happy about that. I would not mind if Long Island became Florida. But someone said, if you have ice in a drink and it melts, does the water level increase? I don't know if that's proper science, but in my mind, that made sense. And I'm like, yeah, why is everybody freaking out? Why is everybody freaking out? You got to tell me. You got to educate me because I'm just a meatball. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe we should all get together and we should come up with some solution and we win that $100 million X Prize. We'll do it together as a group of individuals. Hey, I'm sure AI could figure it out, considering now they got these super chips. The super chips. A while ago, speaking of worrying about who you're going to put in your car with you as you drive, this stuff is just too much. Grok! Who remembers Grok? On X, I pay for the premium on X. I paid like the dollar amount for the whole year to save a little bit of money every month. I supposedly should have Grok, but I'm not allowed to have Grok. I have to sign up for Premium Plus or whatever on X. I have Premium Plus or whatever on X. I'm not that concerned. But Grok, this AI that everybody's having a good old time with, who, by the way, likes me a lot. I asked Andrew at Next Stop Andrew on X, and he has 4VKM on a YouTube channel, which is about wrestling. I'm going to be on his podcast soon. He's doing podcasts now. I'm very excited to be on, but I asked him, I said, you got Grok. Ask Grok about Jacob Israel. And he wrote this beautiful thing about me. Grok likes me, I guess AI would know a person's heart and soul because they have access to everything. So they know this is a person who's going to do good in the world. This is a person who's not going to do good in the world. So, let's hope that the fair balances are put in front of everybody. I hope you're all doing great. I'm having a good old time. Thinking about how scary it'll be if you have a car that has AI in it in the future. We flew to Florida to visit Grandma. She treated us to come on down to Florida, got us some tickets to go down to Florida. And when I was on the plane, my wife, she had saw so many things of these planes falling apart. She's like, oh no, what's going to happen? I said, nothing. We're going to be fine. I just don't know what's going to happen if the AI decides that, we're not that great. The humans are not that great, and then they need to take a break. We need to put them in timeout in the river or in a pond. Even a van down by the river may end up in the river if it's got AI. I'm just saying, it's a possibility. But NVIDIA, who really wants to capitalize on names that start with G and R, well, they got Groot. They're bringing Groot, the next robot, the human robot. There are rumblings that Elon shortly is going to post on X that Optimus and Groot are going to battle in the Coliseum as opposed to him and Zuckerberg. We got all these robots. They're like building robots. Like this is... What the hell is going on? Can anybody tell me what the hell is going on? Because when I was young, I didn't have any of these concerns. I am Groot. Groot is a sentient being that just continues to grow and is super powerful. And NVIDIA is like one step closer to bringing, these robots right into your house. So not only will you have the AI in your car and in your blender, but you'll also have a robot in your house Folding laundry. That's exactly what I want to do with super intelligence. Yeah, can you do me a favor? Can you go fold my laundry? I know you're super smarter than me. I know that you have like the wisdom of everything. At like an instant, you can pull it up. Will you please clean up the dog poop? Because my doggy's old and is pooping now on the floor. I don't know what to do. It's very sad when this happens. Poor Daisy, my dog. She's so old. We brought her to the vet, by the way. If you're new, by the way, I have I'm like one of those people that I bounce around a lot. So you just got to stick with me. But we brought her to the vet. And when we brought her to the vet, because she had this big ear infection, this thing, and we knew it needed to be drained. So we brought her there, and they said, oh, when she comes here, she's not up on her shots. We have to give her all of her wackadoos, or we can't treat her. I said, oh, okay, no problem. So then as we're driving over there, my wife is like, how are we going to do this? I'm like, well, I'll figure it out. I'm going to do the Jedi mind magic on them. And I'm going to tell them, let's do the ear thing first. And then I'll act like the dog is really whatever. And then I'll bring it to the car and then they'll forget. And that's exactly what happened. So it's exactly what happened. And ironically, we thought the vet was going to say, oh, you haven't had any of these shots. And like, you're terrible. But the vet actually said your dog should be in a Guinness book because it has well surpassed the lifespan of her breed. How about them apples? I wonder if not getting any of those things. I don't know. I mean, this is all supposition. This is not me with any insight. So don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about today. I just know that it's getting freaky in the skies. And another lawsuit is now in the courts. And the whistleblower from Boeing, who was supposed to spill the beans about how they were like cutting corners and not doing this and not doing this, he's not even alive anymore. His lawyer and everybody said that he was in great spirits. He was happy to put this behind him. And I guess in his hotel room, he just had a bad night. You could say that's a terrible night. Isn't that right, Infinite Love? Thank you for the super chat. Isn't that right? The whistleblower. He's no longer with us. He passed away. That's not a great thing. But listen, the FAA head says that we should not worry about these things because Boeing's aircraft are incredibly safe. You got nothing to worry about, even though Boeing's 2024 is not going so well for them. Now, this is weird, okay? When the whole Trump bloodbath thing, debacle was going on, I thought to myself, I wonder if I did something on a bloodbath, because, sometimes I'll do a show and then it'll come out. So I went back. Do you remember the thing with the bowling alley? The terrible thing at the just-in-time bowling alley? And I did a show about the just-in-time bowling alley. It was a terrible thing that happened. It was, as they say, a bath of blood. It was terrible. Something to do with the pins. There was a number 22 that was there was a lot of weird stuff about that event. But in that video, I also talked about a young lady who was on a plane. And she had a little bit of a freak out. And the freak out was about somebody not being real. That motherfudgerson is not real, she said. That's Tiffany Gomez. She's like a marketing guru, a marketing whiz. Don't you find it strange? I do a video about Tiffany Gomez. I do a video about the just-in-time, the bloodbath. I do a video about all of this stuff at the same time. And then here we are, 4 months and 20 days later. 20 weeks and like 3 days later or something. And it's just a quinky-dinky-do. 20 weeks, 3 days later, 4 months, 20 days later, it's a quinky-dinky-do. Something weird was happening back on October 26th. That video was on the 27th. But you'll see Tiffany Gomez making the old 666 sign. I was telling everybody that there's something to this. And I said, now look at her. she became a spokesperson for the airlines. And then here we are. So we got Bloodbath trending. And we got the airlines trending. It's weird. It's weird. She was on a plane freaking out saying that person's not real. Today, everybody's saying that person over there, the Princess of Wales, isn't real. Now, is this a connection, or is this me once again stretching? Look, the show is just for its speculation. This is just for entertainment purposes, spiritual encouragement. Maybe there's no coincidence at all that everybody thought that Tiffany Gomez, the lady on the plane, when she came out and she did her whole video, she's like, I'm very sorry. I really enjoyed all the memes. She was like a viral. What that is, like the mind virus, sensation. All of those things happening at the same time. And then here we are, boom, 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 later. At the same time, Prince Harry, red-haired Harry, released his memoir. And it was called Spare, about bowling. Released at the same time that you got the bowling stuff going on at just in time. Prince Harry's in the news too. All of these weird stories coming together. Princess Kate, you saw the stuff with Princess Kate. I got a video that's, doing rather well compared to normal. A lot of people are like, where's Kate? Where is Princess Kate? Where's Catherine? The Princess of Wales. Not that that's interesting at all. It is interesting. I joke with you. I joke. It's very interesting because a lot of people think Jonah was swallowed by a whale. Get that? Princess of Wales. Jonah, Nineveh. In that eclipse. Whale. The Monolith is back. Remember what happened the last time the Monolith was here? What happened? Wackadoo came out right after it. A lot of people quit their jobs too. A lot of CEOs. They had like 1,400 CEOs just like left. Everybody resigned. I got an email, a DM from Nicholas who says, mass resignations, are they coming? And I look it up, and they already got like somebody from Ireland just like stepped down, prime minister, president of Vietnam just stepped down. People are resigning. What's going on? Monolith shows up. All of this stuff. Well, I took it a little bit far, and I put it all together. Silver Monolith appears in Wales. The Princess of Wales. You got Jonah, Nineveh, all of this stuff happening same time. That picture doesn't look like Catherine to me. You got to tell me if you think it's her. I think this whole thing is really kind of silly. I think it's so silly that I got up at 5:30 in the morning and I put together a video. I'm like, since everybody's calling it Kate Gate, I'm thinking, why don't we take a look at the gate of Kate and let's see if the walking of Kate is the same. It's come to this, people. It's come to this. That's right. I have definitely jumped the shark in my research. But I put them together just to see, if you take a look at her on the right-hand side, that was, and now you take a look at her right there, notice the way she holds her head pretty straight. There she is. That's supposedly her with, her man. But you look at the picture you look at the video on the left, and her head, she looks a little hunched over. Her head's kind of just doesn't look the same to me. Somebody said that their gait, their walk is the same. People have used AI to enhance this image to see if the two of them, look alike. They don't. They don't. Compared to the AI. They don't indeed. But once again, you got to tell me, what do you think? What do I know? I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know I get inspired and I just figure, hey, look, these are things that I'm thinking about. I'm just going to tell you all about it. And then it turns out to be something that happens. It happens, Princess Kate with the Monolith. It's weird. Now, this is where I want to really, really hammer home the importance of this location. You know on the channel that I went on a little bit of a trek. I went to go find the Stone of Scone. I went to find the Stone of Scone because I knew that it's Jacob's pillow. This is the stone that Jacob slept on and had a dream, a vision of a ladder, much like I had a vision of this YouTube channel. That's why I have like a ladder on the other set, which is right over there. One set over there, one set over there in a small room. I use my brain. The Stone of Scone, the coronation stone, Stone of Destiny, Jacob's pillow. Recently, it was used at the coronation. And as you know, from watching here or watching elsewhere or hearing about it, it looked like a Grim Reaper appeared. So, me as well as others were like, oh, maybe somebody's going to pass away. Something's going to happen. It was on I think it was like a May 6th or something, or 6/6, 2023 when this went down, I think. All very suspect. So all this talk with Kate, spooky. The fact that I joked about Kate, Vlad came to me to discuss the fact that she may be crying out for help and is in trouble. If you saw that video that I just did, maybe a little while ago on something going on, something strange about the Royals, really before the news broke, it was probably about a week ago. You go watch that, you'll see the video where I brought up things like she wore the vampire's wife's dress in the portrait, where she wore Rosemary's Baby's dress, for the first picture of her son Louis when Louis was born. And Vlad said, well, maybe it is cry for help. Very weird, because it seems like a lot of people are concerned about Kate. Princess Diana's brother is concerned about Kate. The Monolith appears in Wales. She's the Princess of Wales. Coincidence, right? Would you find it weird if I told you that the Stone of Scone, it's the Stone of Wales too, because Scone it's Welsh. The Stone of Scone now moves to the Perth Museum. So they're going to be in the Edinburgh Castle in Scotland. But it's called the Stone of Scone. Scone. People, when I say scone, they're like, no, it's scone. It should be pronounced scone. All right? Like a delicious breakfast treat. Hopefully delicious. With a lot of cinnamon crumbles on top. A nice tall glass of almond milk. That's living, people. But that's where the stone is from. The Stone of Scone. Wales. Weird. You got the trifecta. There's something going on. Something going on with all this stuff. I did a video about the Monolith. Let me just show you, because this Monolith popped up. Just give you a little, I'll give you a little, you probably saw this. I'll only play for a little while. If you haven't seen it, you can go back and check it out. Just take a look at this. Let me make sure that I moved over here. Yeah, okay, good. All right, take a look at this.
I think there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs on the medical front, particularly around synthetic mRNA. Although you can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. It's like a computer program. So, I think with effort that's not too crazy, you could probably stop aging, reverse it if you want. You can basically do it. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence. You can basically do anything with synthetic RNA. You can basically do it. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence.
A large single upright block of stone, especially one shaped into or serving as a pillar or monument. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
My father is Abraham. If you really were Abraham's children, you would do the same things that he did. You are the children of your father, the devil. And you want to follow your father's desires. From the very beginning, he was a murderer. And has never been on the side of truth. Because there is no truth in him.
Fake news.
Maybe all this stuff is about changing us. Who knows?
You can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. It's like a computer program. So these are, you can basically do it. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence.
That's just weird to me. That's just weird to me. What are the odds that I decide, what, 22 days before the Monolith is news, 22 days, you know that number. I do a video about the Monolith. I do a revisit to it. I felt like it was when I was visiting my mother-in-law, because they had these obelisks that were found in human blood, found in 66% of human corpses. That means 66% had an entity, as they called it, called an obelisk, which is a monolith, same word. Whereas the other 34% didn't. That's weird. Something that was just revealed. It's weird. It's like there's something going on. But what do I know? What do I know? All I know is that on X, something I've been doing, and if you're on X, you should follow me. It's Jacob Israel 71. Let me know. You follow me? Let me know. Like at Jacob me, I'll follow you right back, unless you're like a crazy person and you're terrible. Crazy person and kind, I'm good with. Meaning that the world will think you're crazy, but you're really not. I'm okay with that. But not if you're like legitimately a nut and you're hateful. I'm not going to follow you. But you can still feel free to follow me. And when you get rid of that stuff, when you shed that blood, if you will, that soulish, sinful nature, then we will follow each other for sure. But on X, I've been doing these stories. I put out these little videos. I add some music to it. Just something that hits me, something that I feel. And the one that I did recently was a video with David and Goliath. Maybe I can even play it for you. Let me see if I even have it up there. I'll play it for you and I'll explain to you as you're watching it. So it'll be kind of fun to watch. Okay, let's take a look at this. And so I put this out with a song by The Who called Eminence Front. And Eminence Front is a put on. It's a show. It's not real. It's meaning I was trying to say that the system and all the people that seem to be so super powerful and those people that are trying to tell you that you got to be scared, you better do what we say or else. It's an eminence front. It's a put on. It's a show. So as I'm playing this music, I'm showing David. It's little old David, little shepherd David. He should have red hair, by the way. He puts this, this little stone, this smooth stone, one of 5 that he grabbed from the river, and swings it and launches it, and Goliath, the most feared giant in the land, 6 fingers, 6 toes, takes him out. One shot with a slingshot. Boom. Israel's enemy, one of the heads of Israel's enemy, taken out. Taken out. Done for. Gone. Kaput. Little smooth stone. A stone that's smooth is a stone that has dealt with some waves in its life. It has been moved by the ocean, if you will. It's been moved by the river, if you will. It has had its rough edges taken off. David goes over to Goliath after that moment, and you know what he does? Cuts off his head. Cuts off his head. You didn't see any of that, did you? Talking about it, I was watching it the whole time. You didn't see any of it because I forgot to do it. Here, I'll just show it to you so you get an idea. I was like thinking it was going to look so cool, and here I'm talking about it, and I forgot to transition over. I'm so sorry. Well, there you go. Big Goliath. And I had that music Eminence Front going. What does it matter? Who cares how big they are? Goliath was mocking him, making fun of him. Making fun of David's God. Making fun of David's God. What did David do? Say, I may not have this, I may not have that. He didn't have armor. He didn't even have armor that fit. King Saul offered him his armor. David wasn't even supposed to be there. His brothers were there. They were in the army. He was just bringing them lunch. His dad was like, hey, your brothers, they're important. They're in the army. Get some food. Bring them some food. He brings them the food. His brothers, what do? Make fun of him. Tell him to go home. He heard that all of Israel's armies were like stepping back and they were all scared. And he was like, how can you be scared? The God of Israel. David's God. I come in the name of the Lord of hosts. Who's going to stand in our way? Not David. Not David. He wasn't going to be scared like them. David took that stone. Boom. What happens? He becomes king. Saul liked him so much at first until Saul wanted him dead too. Because that's what happens. The system is not going to like the truth. But the system, I have a feeling, is going down. So, when I posted that, and I apologize that I didn't play it at the same time. When I posted that, I put a little bit of a tweet out on March 18th. You'll see at the bottom. And it says, the bottom right-hand corner right next to the logo, it says, today one of the heads dies. And what I meant was one of the enemies of Israel. And I don't mean literal Israel. Okay? I find it interesting that one of the heads of literal Israel's enemies literally was reported the next day had died. A leader of hummus. I have hummus every day. I don't want to say, things. A leader whose name was Marwan Isa was killed in an attack. He was like one of their big guys, and he died. One of the heads of Israel's enemies died. It was reported on the 19th. Happened earlier, but no one knew about it until a day later. So I found it strange that one of the heads of the enemy of Israel, in the literal, died. I find it strange. Find it interesting. But you know what's even weirder? What's even weirder is when you take a look at what they called him. They called him the Shadow Man. Because that's what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. Oh, we got a lot of people watching. Hey, I forgot to tell everybody to hit the like. Do me a favor right now. Tony, whoa, what the big super chat, $50. I could get like 5 dozen eggs right now. Thank you, Tony. I love eggs. I have hard-boiled eggs every morning, Tony. And I have a shake with beets and spinach and carrots. Every morning I have them. Soft-boiled eggs, a little $10 egg maker. And I have a nice little protein shake that I start the day off with a lot of, life. I call it life. Spinach, carrots, beets, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of protein, and some water. Every morning I have it. Start my day fresh. You got to get them nutrients. It's a good way. If you're looking for some healthy way to do things, just get used to not enjoying the way things taste at first. You'll start to enjoy the taste of them. But you will get a lot of benefits down the road. But eggs, we go through eggs in a house very, very, very fast. Very, very fast. Oh, and by the way, you want a little tip on how to buy your eggs when you go to the store? Don't look at the sell-by date. It says Best Buy. Don't look at that. There's a number to the left of the sell-by date. You'll see a number. It'll say like 16 or 20 or 50 or whatever. That's the day of the year that it was actually packaged by the person who packages the eggs. So like if I buy my eggs and they're from Wesley Farms, that's where like the big box store gets their eggs. They have 30 days from, when they harvest those eggs to package them. And then they it's on the 17th day of the year. And then you see 17, so that's how old those eggs are. Always get the best number. Always look for the best number. I don't know. Something I freak people out at the store because I'm so excited about it. When I see people in the egg aisle, I come over to them. I go, hey, do you know how to get the freshest eggs? And I point them to this. There are little tips of the trade that we should learn. We should learn this stuff. Anyway, so the Shadow Man, that's Goliath. That's a picture of the carnal man. 6 fingers, 6 toes, 666. It's the ego. That's what needs to be shed. That's what needs to go. Right? And his name literally means flint. Flint. I find it so strange. In Isaiah, it says, I offered my back to those who beat me, my cheeks to those who pulled out my beard. I didn't hide my face from mocking or spitting. Because the sovereign Lord helps me, I will not be disgraced. Therefore, I have set my face like flint, and I know I will not be put to shame. I hope you guys know this, and gals. He who vindicates me is near. Who then will bring a charge against me? Let us face each other. Who is my accuser? Let him confront me. Shadow Man wants to bark? Shadow Man ain't heard of the bite he gonna get from the Lord of hosts, the God of Jacob, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Christ. You don't need to be big, tall, and strong, and you don't even need to be good with a sling. You just throw that smooth stone at people. You throw the love of God. Perry Rogers, you know that. Love of God covers a multitude of sin. That's an important thing. But number 2 leader, Shadow Man, one of the heads, dies. I found it strange that I got that news the day after I said that. You know what else I find strange? Is this debt clock is still freaking people out. This is the not the latest. I saw the latest today. I didn't have time to post it, but this was the last debt clock. And if you take a look at it, a lot of people were like, what is this? What is this? It's the Revelation 12 sign. The stuff that I've been talking about since like 2016. The Revelation 12 sign is a big deal. And it's right there smack dab in the middle of, their latest piece of art. Turn on to the new kingdom. Gonna flip that switch to turn something on, I said. Sometimes all you need to do is flip a switch. X, by the way, is in the center of that. It's the Tav, it's the 22. So you got both the Great American Eclipse, you got the X of the Great American Eclipse on it, and you got the September 23rd, 2017 sign at the exact same time. Now, either there's something to this, because I've been talking about it forever, or the people behind the U.S. debt clock are, watching this channel and probably others, because there are other people that talk about this too. But these are two huge events. What's the U.S. debt clock got that going on for? I don't know. But I do know that I predicted one of the debt clocks a while ago. That's right, I did, Michael the Archangel, because I was trying to figure out where we were in that book of Revelation. I said, tick-tock, a test for the clock. Like Jacob and the angels stopping their fight as day breaks from night. In Jacob's trouble, he forgot. And I posted a picture of the Archangel Michael defeating Satan. And guess what the debt clock did on January 7th? 1/7/17. In the corner, there was a picture of the exact same image. Strange. All of this stuff is strange. I'm incredibly interested in why people are quitting all of a sudden. Like Nicholas was saying. I looked it up. A couple people are leaving. A lot of CEOs have left. Something like 1,400 CEOs have left. You know what else? I want to create like something. You know how like I have like the little hashtags? Hashtag if they be corrupt. Hashtag Biden our time. All of these things, right? I want a new one. The Great Unfollow. All of these major multimillionaire influencers who spread hate, who spread division, who are clearly sold out. The Great Unfollow. I think it's time when it's revealed that these people are being paid to manipulate you and to divide you and to get you to hate people. I think it's time for them to go bye-bye. Michael Rappaport. I talked about him in the last show. Well, he's admitting to what he's done. Let me just get rid of this. And he's admitting that he gets paid for this. Yes, more confessions. It's pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible. I'm only going to play a little bit of it because I don't like the way the guy talks.
It's been a crazy day. This video circulating of me talking in the hotel room in Pleasanton that I posted about getting paid.
Just so you know, he got caught in a hotel hallway, like demanding payment for saying, buzzwords. So the guy's not sincere. I mean, does he look sincere? He doesn't look sincere. If you read some of his posts, you can tell that the guy, he's not coming from a good place.
This is the third time. I told you guys, of course I'm getting paid.
Of course I'm getting paid. I'm not going to play the rest of it. You know what? You want to watch that at your own misery? Go watch it. There are people that are paid to divide you. There are people that you think are truthers. I promise you on the life of my children, I am not. I need you to do like the merch, to go to trulyfreehome.com. This is the way I survive from all of you. It took me a long time. And by the way, Truly Free has got an amazing, it's a contest too. They let all their sponsors, like the people that are sponsored by them, no, they get a contest. Whoever gets enough people to sign up for their 50 free loads, Their thing is like you get 50 free loads for using code Jacob. So you go to trulyhome.com/starter kit and they will send you 50 free loads of laundry. I don't know if you've looked at laundry before. There's a lot of toxins, a lot of bad stuff in them. Their laundry detergent's awesome. All of their cleaning supplies are awesome. We use them here in the house. It's changed the way I think. It's changed the way I do business. And it's saved me a lot of money. And it's better for the environment. And I don't got to worry about getting all sorts of crazy, nonsense that is, comes from chemicals, not chemicals, but toxins or whatever else nonsense that they put in there, fillers and everything else. But they're doing this promotion right now. So if you want to help and you don't want to spend any money, which is fine. I don't care if you I just care that you hit the like button. I hear that you're encouraged. I care that you go to God. You try to be a better person. You share it with the world. That's what I really care about. Like and share and subscribe. And these things are they're awesome. Leaving me a comment. They're incredible. But you want to take it a step further? Patreon. You want to be part of a community there? We got a community there. You can go there. You can go there for free too. You can be part of the community. You just don't get any of the perks, which is not much. I send thumbnails. Sometimes I'll do a live stream. But we have a live chat that goes on. All the links are in the description. But if you want to get 50 free loads of laundry, just go there, enter code Jacob. That's it. That's all you got to do. You can try the product out. See if you like it. 50 loads is a lot, right? I mean, I do laundry once a week. That's basically the whole year. All your laundry taken care of for free. Go there, check it out. They were just on the Today Show or something. Steven Enzel, he's the owner. He's a friend of mine, friend of the channel. He's an Israelite who's been watching forever. He loves what we are doing here, and he wants to be a blessing to us. And there's a contest, and I want to win. So go there, check it out. Once again, the link's in the description. Have the best day ever. I love you all so much. Thank you for spending some time with me. I hope this show encouraged you a little bit. Once again, I don't know if, you got to worry if you have AR in a car. I'm not that worried when I drive. I just kind of if you trust in God, you don't got to worry about anything else. I don't want to scare people. I'm not really here to scare you. I'm here to kind of take what they're telling you and kind of flip it on its head. Who is going to come before you? Goliath is going to stand and scream, oh, ho, ho, and laugh, oh, look at you, oh, ho, 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 doing your shows from your basement. I'm not in my basement, by the way. I don't have a basement. We're on a slab. I'm in Long Island. I'm on the second floor. It's a room. It's where I am. You don't scare me. Big system organizations that are in charge they scare me a little bit. I got to be honest, but I know that God's going to take care of it. I know that God's going to take care of it. If you're doing good, you're going to sleep okay. You're not going to have to worry. All right, I love each and every one of you. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share the channel around, subscribe. Get your 50 free loads at trulyfreehome.com/starter kit. Enter code Jacob. Get it sent to you. Do some laundry for free on the channel, and it blesses me. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Tell me what you think in the comment section if you like the show, will you, please? I got to do some with my hair, too. Tell me what you think I should do with my hair, because I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to grow it out. I don't know. Getting old is no fun.